call to order the meeting of the Roseland Community Service District on June 14th at 6 o'clock. Roll call.
Director Greg Washington.
Here.
And please let the record know that Director Washington is in person, not attending via teleconference. Director Alfred Wallace.
Here.
Director Rick Webb. Absent. Vice President Ben Stewart.
Present.
President Byron Glennon.
Here.
We do have a quorum present. General Manager Kim Domingo.
Here.
Director of Public Works John Houghton. He is absent as well. I am the Director of Administration Sherry Tim. And do we have our legal counsel Mr. Komar with us?
You do.
Good evening.
Good evening.
All right, would you rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please? Ready? Begin. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. May the God we just cleansed guide our decision-making this evening, according to His will, or overruled by His providence. Are there changes to the agenda? I think there are.
Yes, Mr. President. Due to circumstances that could not have been reasonably foreseen by the board, that requires immediate attention and possible action by the board, and that makes it impracticable to provide notice. Staff requests that you add item NB4, titled Approval of Water Reclamation Plant Change Order Number 8.
NB4. Any other changes, additions, or deletions?
No.
Can I have a motion for the adjusted agenda? So moved. Second. Motion, Director Stewart. Second, Director Washington. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign.
I apologize. Could you please repeat who made the motion?
Director Stewart.
And the second?
Washington.
Thank you very much.
And Washington made the second. No opposed. Motion carried. Voluntary, we'll do the public comments at this point. Are there any public out there that want to say something to us? As a member of the public, I would like to read again some comments from the past by my father, some 70 years ago. My comments tonight are in regard to participation, not criticism. Last time I talked about criticism. Positive engagement is a key to good decision-making and healthy growth for the district, for the community, and for the nation. Being an engaged citizen brings purpose and meaning to life. Action taken collectively result in equal responsibility and shared success. Thank you for listening. Voluntary public roll call. Are you out there, John?
Oh, yes, Byron. I'm here getting ready to report for the Roseman News.
Thank you, sir. Any others that want to identify themselves? We did not have any closed session. We'll move right on to the consent agenda. CC1 is the only one for the consent agenda. I have a motion on CC1, the check vouchers. I'll make the motion. Motion, Director Wallace. Second. Second. Second, Director Stewart. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. 4-0 with one absent. Minutes, we have three sets of minutes, the policy committee, the sewer committee, and the regular board meeting, M1, M2, and M3. Any discussion? I have a motion for M1, M2, M3. Motion by Director Washington. Motion, Director Washington. Second? Second, Director Wallace. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. New business. NB1. Adopt resolution 2023-5 commending Stephen Allen Perez for his service to the district. Discussion.
I actually have a very short staff report on this, Mr. President.
Okay.
So former General Manager Steve Perez retired from the district as of June 6th. He has served the community admirably in various roles at the local, county, and state levels. The Government Affairs Committee requested staff prepare a resolution commending Mr. Perez and his accomplishments for board consideration. And that's what's before you tonight.
Any directors want to make any particular comment? I think Steve is more than due the recognition that he's receiving. He has served Roseman well all the way back to Little League and those kind of things. Sheriff's deputy. Sheriff deputy. Yeah, deputy. That's where he started in Roseman, I think. What's the date of that again?
August 9th is the tentative date at our regular board meeting. That we have reached out actually to Shannon Grove's office, Dax Scriggler's office, and Tom Lackey's office. And we're hopeful that, and it sounds very promising, that we'll have a representation from those offices to present their accommodations.
Okay, that'll be future. But we need to adopt the motion. When's that come? The day hasn't been set, has it?
Well, August 9th.
August 9th, okay. What days it come? What are they? Oh, I'm not sure. Yeah, it's that day. Yeah, it's the 9th, the Tri-State Conference. Is that Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? I will not be. So,
Okay.
can we push it the August 9th date back 2 weeks?
So here's the kind of the rub on that. He's coming down for his last load. So I don't know what his schedule is. We'll get some more information, and we'll keep that in mind as we're trying to coordinate this.
Because
He definitely wouldn't be surprised if it was on a different date other than the 9th.
all right. Anyway, do I have a motion for NB1 Resolution 2023-5? Happily moved. Happily moved. Do I have a second? Second by Director Washington. Motion by Director Stewart, second by Director Washington. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Same sign. Motion carried. NB2, approval of master service agreement with GEI. Approval passed 2023-1. FEMA grant application services.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is related to a FEMA grant application. On April 26th, you approved Task 2 of the Grant Services Agreement for a letter of interest that has been submitted and that has been accepted. We've been invited to submit a sub-application, which is the actual application for the Hazard Mitigation Grant Activity Grant. GEI has put together a proposal in order to do this on a time and materials basis, not to exceed $125,000. This is for a grant application of $24 million, which would be $16 million in FEMA grant funds and $6 million in matching funds through the California Match Grant. There's a short explanation of how the grant benefits the district that's included in your board packet. There was mention of a particular agency that's in that description. We do not have a current arrangement with that agency, so but we are working on that. So it's kind of a lot of balls rolling, but the issue is that the application needs to go in and in August. I have a date. I don't have a specific date. It's like August 9th.
It's kind of time sensitive, I think.
Very time sensitive, and so I'm requesting what this will do. What this proposed to do is to monetize our shares in the water bank, so that we actually get out of the water banking business and recoup the monies that we've invested. There's no need for the district to have water bank shares anymore because of the adjudication. So this is an opportunity to recoup our funds and make them more liquid. So with that, I'm requesting that you approve the Master Services Agreement and approve Task 2023, and authorize the general manager to execute subject to council review.
Any questions?
Could you please place yourself on mute if you're not on mute and attending via the teleconference?
I have a motion for NB2 task 2023-1 with GEI.
Motion by Director Washington.
Motion by Director Washington. Second. Second by Director Stewart. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. NB2 is carried. NB3, adoption of resolution number 2023-11. Placing a beautiful person as a member. I don't know why that came out, but as a member of the Aqua Region 7 board. Sherry will present.
I will present. So this resolution has Director Glennon showing his desire to continue serving as the director of the Aqua board. Director Glennon has regularly attended the Aqua conferences for the past 18 years and has served as a director on Region 7 Board of Directors for the past 3 years. His desire to continue serving as a director on the Aqua board provides valuable representation for the far southern end of Kern. Staff recommendation is by motion to adopt resolution number 2023-11, placing in nomination Byron Glennon to serve as a board member of the Association of California Water Agencies, or Aqua, Region 7.
That saves the district money, doesn't it?
I'm not certain.
They told me that Aqua pays for his motel room.
Well, I don't know about that, but it doesn't count as one of the board training conferences when you attend.
And we're as far south as you can get.
Right.
And so it's really good to have a voice. Even Bakersfield doesn't really a lot for here. And if we were to move across the border into LA, we'd even be a smaller voice. In discussion, I have a motion for NB3. So moved. Motion Director Stewart. Second.
I'll second it.
Director Wallace. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. NB4, I didn't write down the title. NB4 is?
Approval of water reclamation plant change order number 8.
Number 8.
And I passed out a staff report to the board here tonight. And this is to address, and you've heard Chief Water Reclamation Plant Operator Mr. Becker talk about blowers needing to be repaired. This is going to provide the impetus to repair the blowers. We have been negotiating with the engineer and with the contractor, and the district expects to be fully reimbursed for this expense. So that's the expectation. And we got confirmation earlier this week, yesterday actually, that the 81, there's two PCOs, potential change orders attached to this. The 81,844.19, that is definitely going to get, but a little bit of forensic work needs to be done on the other one, but we expect to be reimbursed for that one as well, so there's no out-of-pocket cost for the district. But because we have the contract with Pacific Hydrotech, it has to run through that process.
And we've had trouble with those from the beginning.
From the get-go.
From the get-go. And they kept trying to fix them instead of replacing them.
Yeah, in one case they actually did replace it, and actually that one of those was actually a replacement because of a design issue. So,
any questions? I have a motion for NB4.
I make a motion.
Motion, Director Wallace. Second, Director Stewart. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Same sign. Motion carried. Presentation, Water Reclamation Plant Project Update.
Mr. Becker couldn't make it tonight, so I'm going to provide a brief update. We've been negotiating with the contractor and the design engineer, and we have two different dates as their substantial completion date. One of the dates is December 2nd, which we rejected. The second date is almost April 20th. It's sometime in April. That's when the plant was fully operational in auto, but that's kind of where it stands right now. But we are moving towards getting this project completely wrapped up. The target date is the end of this month. Personally, I don't think it's going to happen. I think we probably could expect by the end of July. But again, we're all working very hard towards finishing this project and getting all the punch list items taken care of. But and I'm really holding their feet to the fire to get this thing done because there's a lot of regulatory compliance that needs to be addressed, and so this is just one of the things that needs to be done.
We want to start getting credit as soon as possible for the water percolating.
We are getting credit as of January. So anyway, that's kind of the argument as to why the completion was done then. Our argument is, well, everything's not in auto, so you can't really say it's complete. But we're working towards completion. So, yeah, does anybody have any questions?
Any questions for NB4?
That would be for water plant.
PR1.
Does this need a motion?
No.
No, it's just a presentation.
Okay. All right. Moving on to the Water Reclamation Plant Project update.
Oh, that was it.
That was it.
Yeah. Director's report. Okay, Director's report. Director Washington.
Thank you, Mr. President. The month of June is National Safety Month. As a current director and former manager at Metropolitan, I'd like to say I see safety as a high priority here. I want to thank you, Kim, and your staff for your efforts. I'd like to encourage the community to take National Safety Month to look at their day-to-day activities and make sure they have safe practices in place for themselves and their family. I'll give just one example of what I like to do. Always fueling my vehicle in the day, and that nighttime is near and dear to me. At night, it's darker and, in my opinion, less safe. This is just one of the many examples that we could come up with to kind of take a look at ourselves and make sure that we're being safe from day to day. So let's embrace the month of June as National Safety Month and make sure we're all safe. That's all I have.
Thank you. Director Wallace.
The only thing I have that wall and bringing, they're asking for support of that, so we don't get behind it and try to support it.
going to be West Park School. That's all we got. Director Stewart.
I think the only thing I want to say is I want to say thank you to the community that elected me to this position. I love public service, and I've been thinking about it a lot this week. You guys put me in this position to try to make Rose a better place, and I want to say thank you for trusting me with that.
Thank you for your service. And did I hear Director Webb out there? No, wasn't Director Webb. All right. I attended the AVAC meeting last night. They had the public hearing concerning the water rates that will be in effect through 2026. The director's concerns were related to putting new construction costs on the current established customers, future dates, future debits, grants, and bonds. There was no public comment during the hearing. The new rates were passed unanimously. They also appointed a director to finish the term for the vacant seat on Division 1. His name was Drew Mercy. It was not a unanimous decision. There seems to be concern relating to the purchase of available water. They talked about their water banking and purchase of available water, and I guess there's lots of water out there to be purchased for the rest of the year. How much is enough, and how would they service the debt if they bought that water? The reserve, their struggle is taking money out of the reserves and buying water and putting it in the water bank. And I honestly think they need to bank as much as they possibly can. That would be actually beneficial to the customers in the future when water rates are necessitated. And I guess, Kim, I was then on the phone call, and you were on the phone call. I don't know if you want to add anything to that, but
There's quite a bit of water out there to capture. Yeah. We're just starting to deal with the runoff.
Yeah, they're taking
more
rope
at 100.
Yeah.
San Luis is 100.
Isabella's almost full. Yeah. I
had a lot.
I tried to...
Well, they raised it, They raised it 15 feet.
I tried the fact that there was not one public comment about it in relationship to being positively engaged, what I talked about earlier. Obviously, engagement is, I guess they say they're going to pass it. There's what we do about it. But the directors were clearly concerned about wanting not to raise rates on the back of the current customers, but everything they do is for the benefit of future. But you have to support the base to begin with. All right. General Counsel update.
Given the speed with which this meeting is going, I'm not going to say anything to slow it down. Plus, I don't have anything to report anyway.
General Manager Kim Domingo.
I'm going to make this short as well. Thank you, Mr. President. On the Diamond Street property, just FYI, we did receive our hazardous materials report. And just for your benefit, we hit the jackpot. We have everything. So we're evaluating, and I'm talking about asbestos and lead. So we're evaluating some options on that. This last couple of weeks, there's an issue with an existing water line, our water line, that serves or that goes north from Roseman Boulevard on the east side of Tropical Middle School, where they're doing their improvements. There's a conflict between our in-place water line and the drainage line, and we met with their design and construction staff to try to figure out how to help them. Basically, we said, we're there first. You guys got to figure out how to get around us.
This is on their new facility?
Yes.
So they can't go over it. They have to stay...
They have to stay under us at least a foot.
At least a foot?
When they cross. Yeah, they cross in two places. So...
Would there be any concern of erosion? wire?
No. So these are enclosed wire. These are enclosed drainage pipes, and there's a separation criteria that actually was changed in the last 5 years. But before that, you could get the minimum separation with special construction was 4 inches. So they have about 1.5 inches of separation right now. So we offered, the staff offered to support an alternate construction of 4-inch separation with alternate construction if they wanted to apply for that. It sounded like they were just trying to take it the whole foot below, but I think their original approach was they wanted us to move. I said, no, that's not how this is going to work. We're not going to move because you can't do this without creating issues for yourself. So we explained that to them, and they were okay with that.
Just trying to see what they can get.
Yeah. And then for the board's information, I'll be on leave between July 3rd through July 6th. That's all I have.
Any questions?
I have a question, Kim.
Yeah.
Any information on the 20th Street property? I understand there was a little break-in and
Yes.
something that happened on the weekend.
Yes, and thank you for actually to Vice President Stewart who sent the post to us. We had already by that time we had already checked out what happened, and apparently somebody got into the building in the back. But yeah, there's actually some people that are interested in purchasing or renting the property, so we're chasing those down as well.
Okay. All right. Director of Administration.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just wanted to provide a recap of our reinstatement of the shut-off process. We mailed out 213 customer notices on May 16th. We delivered 159 door hangers on May 23rd. Out of that, we only had 47 shut-offs. So quite a few people did pay, which was good, and those shut-offs were completed on June 6th. At this point in time, 6 accounts still remain shut off. 2 were found to be turned back on. We have Public Works going out there and checking on them, and they turned those back off and locked them out again.
They cut the locks and...
Yeah, they would have had on that. So there's 2 of those. And we have opened a total of 56 payment arrangements, which is really good. And we've also received a notice from the WeWalk program. That's federal money that's being administered by Kern County to help people pay their water bill. So one of our customers will be receiving a total of $1,438 to put towards their bill, which just about will cover that.
Great.
And we do have some correspondence received. We've received from Kern County the notice of excess proceeds from the sale of tax defaulted property. There's a claim form we need to complete, which we will be doing so. Do you have any questions? Thank you.
All right. Public Works update.
So a packet was provided to you by our Public Works Department. Do you have any questions?
They've been active again.
Yes, and I'm pleased with the information that they've been providing you. So,
And looking at that report, I'm just a little concerned about, I talked with Director Stewart about it, what's being flushed down the toilet. The wipes have caused some hiccups in the line, it appears. And it's being promoted, wipes, but I don't think they're really as biodegradable as...
No, you were mentioning what's the biggest problem that City of Lancaster has?
Grease, and number 2 would be wipes.
Yeah, and any place you have mechanical equipment, obviously, the wipes are the biggest issue. Yeah, absolutely. But that's why we're doing what we're doing.
Right. The sewer system, for people that don't know, is supposed to kind of not clean itself, but it's supposed to operate. Outside forces, foreign objects is what causes the blockages and stuff like that. So, just like toilet paper, you get a really nice Charmin toilet paper that can clog your toilet. Wipes will do the same thing to the sewer line.
Is there a difference between type 1 and type 2 as far as the sewer is concerned?
Type 1, type 2, maybe.
Okay.
I think it's the one that's more like pillows or the problem. You know, I mean, the really thick stuff, egg rolls, those things. I think those are probably a bigger problem. Are they?
All right. Anything for the good of the cause before we adjourn? I have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion, Director Stewart. Second.
Second by Director Washington.
Second, Director Washington. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. We are adjourned at 6:31.